dinosaur has many dream cells. So I'm making smaller dinosaurs which show their many dreams. But this dinosaur is sad because it can't show dreams to other people. What are you making?
Cat.
There are many different reasons to do art, but art is also used as a form of expression. So you will see a lot of art in India, like traditional art, if you even go back to like the cave paintings and all, where people just use art as a way, and drawing and mark making as a way to express themselves.
Sometimes words aren't enough to express what we're feeling inside. That's where art therapy comes in. Art therapy is a form of mental health support that uses creative expression like painting, drawing, sculpting, or even drumming to help people explore their emotions. And no, you don't have to be an artist. It's not about talent. It's about expressing yourself in a way that feels safe and meaningful. Art therapy can help reduce stress, process trauma, ease anxiety, and improve emotional well-being. It is used with children, adults, and even the elderly, from people healing from loss to those coping with anxiety or learning challenges. Art therapy helps everyone. The sessions are led by trained art therapists and take place in a calm, safe space where emotions lead the way.
Sessions are all planned differently for different clients based on the therapeutic goal. So it could be just drawing, visual art, it could be something to do with craft, it could be something to do with clay, it could be something to do with movement, it could be something to do with just storytelling, voice modulation. It all depends on the need of the client.
There are certain medias like clay and watercolor that have really powerful properties because they're so fluid and they allow people to express as much as they want. So expression is one primary thing that we look for in art therapy with our clients. So clients get to let out whatever is inside them, and it does not necessarily have to be in a verbal manner. It can be in an artistic and a creative manner, so then they don't have to worry about finding words for it. They can use metaphors for it. They can use colors for as metaphors. They can even just make marks as metaphors or as symbols for whatever it is that they're experiencing and whatever it is that they want to let out of their body and out of their system.
As an art psychotherapist, my mission is that people start building a good, strong relationship with themselves, and then the rest of the world starts to seem manageable.
It all starts with a lump of clay, pulp, paste, something squishy and gloriously messy. And then hands dive in. No hesitation, just squish. You might think this is just an art class, but really, it's a bit of a secret mission. Each person here is shaping a story. Some don't even know what they're making yet. That's part of the fun. The material has its own attitude. It resists, it sags, it flops.
Gracie, are you sure this is going to harden? What is when?
Next year.
But that's where the magic is.
So we used egg carton, which we were tearing off during one of our classes, all of us, and then some of the classmates dipped it in water, if I'm not wrong, and then they made it soft as possible, and then we got it here, and then we put some Fevicol into it, some water into it, and then kneaded it like a dough.
And then, slowly, something appears. A shape, a memory. A very strange bird? A doll? A metaphor for your thoughts? Who knows? Each sculpture becomes a little whisper of the self, a sneaky story tucked into clay. No rules, no right answers. Just you, your hands, and a slightly rebellious blob of potential. Turns out, the messier it gets, the more sense it starts to make.
This may look like a half a cap, but you don't have to draw it as a cap. You can draw it as anything else and challenge your creativity. What trend can you make out of this cap? So what it helps with people is what is it help here is that people make out things that they wouldn't make out usually, and they make out characters that are straight from their subconscious. And when we urge them with some questions, when they talk with their drawings, when they have a conversation with their drawings, it tells them something about them. Some people have drawn their resentment. Some people have drawn their own self-images. Some people have drawn the mirrors. Some people want to put it up the wall. Some people want to take it with them. And all of that has a lot of therapeutic value. Going in future, what this helps with is getting out the motivations and unconscious desires of a person, unconscious thoughts of a person on paper. And this also makes drawing less daunting. Because if I give you a blank page, you would think of what to draw. Here you have at least something to start with. That's why it makes drawing much easier, and the process of drawing itself is therapeutic.
The reason why the knowledge of art therapy is important is that as art therapist, someone who is really working with clients and someone who is working with people, real life people in real life situations, it is very important that that the therapist is aware of the appropriate media, appropriate techniques to use, because every media has a different quality. Every medium has a different quality. Every technique has a different quality, especially when you break down the techniques as well. So it is important to know what the therapeutic values are of each of those qualities, so that we can use them appropriately with our clients.
A lot comes out through these sessions, and then as the client starts feeling more at ease, or feels that this is a safe space where the client can say anything that the client wants to say, like it becomes more fruitful. And that here the therapist doesn't tell the client to do anything. It is up to the client to decide what is it that I require to do to make myself feel good, or the well-being is attended here.
like, honestly, it's one of the things that can do whatever you want it to do. If you are angry and you want to get that anger out somewhere, it's one of the most, I believe it's one of the most healthiest ways to just get it all out on a djembe and just literally beat it out of you and just get it out all that way. And when you're doing it in a group, the whole group is doing the same with you. So it leads to catharsis, which can be really important for people who have gone through any kind of trauma. It is also very difficult for a lot of people to play certain instruments because just the idea of slapping onto something again and again can trigger some memories, which is really difficult. But once they get over that, once they get used to that, it leads to the most beautiful release of emotion, and that's really wonderful to see as a facilitator. Okay, ready? So if I put this up like this, that means only djembe is playing. Play. Only djembe. Anything. Just play something. Add something new. So it is a beautiful way to get people together without talking. It's a great form of non-verbal communication, and it gets people feel like a community, feel together. And in the world that we live right now, where everybody is on their phones or wants to be on their phone, just being in a group with a group of people, strangers essentially, look into their eyes and play drums together, I think it's a wonderful way to get everyone together. When after a drum session, you give somebody a pen and a paper and give them a tangible response of what they created in a group, I think it can be really powerful for a lot of people. If you do it with your friends, or if you do it with even strangers that you really connect to. I feel meditative drumming, which is a form of drumming where you just play the same beat again and again and again and again for like half an hour or something until your hands get tired. That's the easiest way to meditate. For me, of course, I'm speaking personally, easiest way to meditate. And I think it's a good start for anyone who wants to know that what meditation really is, what can it do. Just getting into that trance of just letting your body speak for you and not having your mind to work at all. Just letting your hands speak for you, it's quite de-stressing, to say the least.
Across color, clay, and rhythm, stories begin to surface. Not all of them loud, not all of them complete, but real, raw, and ready to be heard. Art therapy isn't about answers. It provides a space. And often, space is exactly what healing needs.